Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. We've got Mr. Campbell Hatton in the house. Campbell, how you doing, man? All the way down in London?
No, back down here again. Never away from here, but yeah, it's good. Looking forward to another busy year.
How's Christmas been for you? Have you just been working all the way through, or it's been on and off?
A little bit of a break. Obviously, we had a busy year. I had 5 fights in 9 months, so did have a little chill, like let off a bit of steam, but carried on training straight through, and was a lot fitter than I thought I would be coming back to starting the camp for this fight. So got a bit of an head start.
What kind of things have you been working on over the Christmas period? Anything specifically? Because everyone knows you've got a good engine, but technique-wise, what kind of things can fans expect to see?
Just a bit of everything, really. That's what we've constantly done. We've always, I think at this stage of my career, there's not a lot of defensive work, but I think just improving on every aspect of the game to make sure that a little bit stronger, a little bit fitter each time, and a little bit technically better each time we get in the ring. So just touching all bases, really.
I'm pretty sure you hate it being brought up all the time, but the pressure with your name, etc. Obviously, there's been a lot of criticism of your opponents and all that sort of stuff. You're dealing with it quite well. A lot of guys your age, you're 21 years old. I think you need to be given some credit for the fact that you don't give a shit, do you? You're just getting on doing your own thing.
That's it. It's easy from the outside looking in to start saying, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, or his opponent there, oh, he's shit. And for one, I think they've been a lot better than the records. I think they've all come and brought something different each time. My debut, he weren't very good, but he was very tough. So that made me work there. And then I've had a few opponents get on the move a lot and different looks each time. And I've been dealing with them and picking new things up. So I think going forward, it's going to stand me in good stead. Where they've all come and had a go to an extent for a bit, or at least started ambitious and then dipped off. But I think this next fight's it's going to be a bit more of a step up and a bigger test. So looking forward to it.
When you started off this journey, what kind of initial aspirations did you have? Has everything gone the way you thought it would have done, or has it been some blips and you thought maybe I could improve this?
No, I knew it was going to be quite tough, because you look at the opponents I'm facing, and they haven't got great records. So, but when they know they're fighting me, they're raising the game that little bit more, and obviously they want a Hatton on the record. So, if you're looking at the record, it's not the same fighter that's getting in there with me, because they'll have worked 10 times harder leading up to it, and they'll be putting more on the line. They're on a big stage. On DAZN, on the TV, or on Sky Box Office like they have been. They're not going to want to look a dick on them shows, are they? So they're going to be putting the life on the line for it.
Everyone wants your name on the record. That's pretty much you summed it up. So training-wise, have you training with your uncle? Have you considered potentially going elsewhere? Are you happy with that comfort zone, or is that the way you could see your future going?
No, I think it's going perfectly with me and Matthew, and I think technically he was a very underrated fighter, Matt. For his boxing brains, second to none, and he was one of the hardest trainers. Anyone who's trained alongside him in a gym, him and my dad was the hardest trainers you'll come across. So I think he's the perfect person to guide me. He's been in a similar position to me as being in the shadow of my dad, where him, as my dad's brother, had similar sort of pressures, so that helps. But Matthew's confident in his own ability to say.
Just picking back up, so obviously Campbell, you were talking about training with your uncle. You feel like it's all going well, and you don't feel like there's a change.
Yeah. Well, like we said before, Matthew's really confident in his own ability as a coach, where he doesn't mind sometimes saying, "Oh, do a couple of days there, do a couple of days there." Like I was at Tony Sims' gym. Between my last 2 fights, where I had a little bit of a window where we could get away from the gym and just picking new things up. So just always learning and taking things back with me to Matt's gym, and other people might spot things and he'll take that on board, and so it's going absolutely perfect.
And I've just got to ask you, obviously you're managed by Team AJ. I'm going to ask everybody today, what's your opinion on all this $90 million sidestep deal? I'm only going by what Tyson Few's been putting on his stories. If you was in that position, what would you be doing?
It's hard to say really, because like, I don't know how true it is or how much money's been. I think they said 15 million step aside, and it sounds great, doesn't it? Just 15 million for nothing. You'd think from the outside looking in, you might think, oh, just bite your hand off for that, but being someone who's just coming off a loss that they think they might be able to avenge, it probably is a difficult decision to make. I think it was clear that the tactics weren't right, and could it be a different fight if AJ had have approached it differently? And I think it definitely would have been a different fight. Who knows if it would have been a different result? I think it possibly could, but like I say, you wouldn't be surprised if Usyk could still find a way, but he will want to put that right. So I can see where it's a difficult decision to make.
And just to wrap up, your dad's got great banter. You know, he can make anybody laugh. I know some of it's brushed on yourself. So do you want to sign us out with a joke or anything that's funny?
Oh, I'm on the spot now, aren't I? Oh, my jokes are no good for being filmed anyway. No, sorry mate.
No worries.